Do you know how strong this man is? This older man is him. This young man is him. Even this girl is him. And now this little boy is him too. Everyone in this world only has one superpower, but his power gives him 999 superpowers. But to avoid being too strange, so he plays multiple roles by himself. However, he has always been low-key. Yet he has never shown off in front of others. But now, in order to investigate the reason his sister was persecuted by an ability user, his responsibility no longer allows him to remain an ordinary person, so he directly reaches out to start extracting his sister's abilities. Moments later, a glowing ability orb appears before him. So my little sister possesses a classed ability. No wonder she could even stop that Esper's mistake, instantly turning him into an ice sculpture. But is it really that simple? Yanks didn't believe it was just a coincidental mistake on the other side's part. After all, my sister was so far from the battlefield at the time, it couldn't have been such a coincidence. Just as he was becoming increasingly suspicious, a commotion erupted outside the hospital room. My parents were arguing with the lawyer of the perpetrator, the gifted individual who caused the accident. The other side wanted to settle with money, but my father slapped the ridiculous document down, and he yelled at them to get lost. Understanding the situation, I went over and picked up the settlement papers. After all, my sister is currently in a vegetative state. We need more money to maintain her life support. So after his methodical persuasion, Dad had no choice but to concede. Finally, Yangtze reached an agreement with the other party. He also added 100,000 Blue Star coins in compensation. This was also to consider his sister's future medical equipment. At this moment, the lawyer who had completed the task arrived at the hospital entrance and immediately called his client. Glacier Brave. He is the root cause of the injury to Yangtze's younger sister, but he feels no remorse at all. In fact, he's somewhat pleased. So perhaps Yangtze's initial feeling was right. The reason for her sister's injury was not as simple as the other party's mistake. From this moment on, he will completely abandon the thought of living as an ordinary person for the rest of his life. Because not all ability users are worthy of having abilities. He plans to strip these ability-wielding villains of their powers, turning them back into ordinary people. Only then can he release the hatred in his heart. To facilitate his future plans, he moved out of his house the next day. He went to a neighborhood and shared an apartment with 3 girls. As soon as he entered, the girls greeted him politely. Then they each wrote down their names. The curly-haired blonde is called Ding Lan. The straight-haired cute one is called Xiao A. There's also one who hasn't returned yet, called Lin Naixu. When the handsome Yangtze arrived, they wanted to gather a table for a welcoming dinner, but Yangtze, due to travel fatigue, politely declined their kind offer. Then, without looking back, he walked toward his room. He lay down on the comfortable, soft bed. After relaxing for a moment, he took out his phone from his pocket. He watched a video of the battle between the enhanced heroes and the beasts. It was unclear when exactly. The black rifts began to appear randomly and suddenly. The beasts also descended to Earth through these black rifts. Earth can only rely on professional ability users to stop the invasion of strange beasts, to secure a peaceful and stable life. These ability users were then called heroes. But to prevent the misuse of abilities, the Ability Act stipulates that only ability users who have obtained a professional hero qualification are allowed to use their abilities. Yangtze quickly shifted to that ability battle. The video that caused my sister's injury. I studied it carefully for a long time, but I still couldn't find anything. He turned around and sighed deeply, planning to study it more tomorrow. After all, it's already very late. He grabbed his toiletries and went to the bathroom to wash up before resting, but he ran into a drunk girl in the hallway. She must be the last roommate Lin Naixu. Yangtze greeted her politely. However, something was clearly off with her. She immediately rushed to the bathroom and started vomiting. In the end, she collapsed and lay next to the toilet. Seeing her in such a delicate state, Yangtze felt very awkward. He wanted to help, but it's inappropriate for men and women to have physical contact. Helpless, he had no choice but to wake up Ding Lan, who was fast asleep. He asked her to go help Lin Naixu. However, Ding Lan had long been used to this. After all, Lin Naixu's behavior wasn't a one-time thing. After saying that, she closed the door. Yangtze was at a loss. I had no choice but to personally lift Lin Naixu. However, just as I lifted her, Yangtze actually detected that Lin Naixu was also a person with abilities. Her ability is an F-level ability, which can temporarily bring the brain to a hyperactive state. It significantly enhances the brain's computing power. Her potential is very promising. Yangtze then carried Lin Naixu back to her room. She then began the ability extraction process. In the blink of an eye, an orange ability sphere appeared. At that moment, Yangtze had a bold idea. Lin Naixu's brain overclocking and her sister's mental shock were both psychic abilities. What would happen if they were combined? What kind of miracle would be born? In this world with supernatural abilities, every person who awakens their powers will have one unique ability. However, Yangtze before us is different. He can possess countless abilities. This is because his awakened power is called peeling. It is a power that allows him to strip others' abilities and take them for himself. He can also merge 2 abilities, creating a completely new power. Now he's about to begin his first fusion. These 2 ability beads before him One is his sister's mental shock, and one is his roommate's brain overclock, both a mental type abilities, perfectly meeting the fusion requirements. So he immediately casts a spell, spinning the two beads, then allowing them to grind against each other. Everything went smoothly. His first fusion ability was thus born. He could actively launch mental shocks, significantly improving his brain's computing and deduction abilities. This ability came at just the right time. Yangtze planned to use it to replay his sister's injury. Perhaps he could find some clues from it. The next morning, Yangtze, who was fast asleep, suddenly heard a knocking sound. Still groggy, he went to open the door. It turned out to be Lin Naixu, who had returned drunk last night. She was here to express her thanks and return his coat. Yangtze had been worried that removing her abilities last night might harm her body. But now seeing Lin Naixu's vibrant energy, that was indeed an overreaction. After a bit of polite exchange between the two, the living room door suddenly opened. The newcomer was Yangtze's colleague Fan Peng. When he saw Lin Naixu's beauty at first glance, he immediately became restless. First he adjusted his hairstyle, then he moved forward to shake hands and make small talk, and revealed that she is a person with special abilities. This put Lin Naixu in a very awkward position. If it weren't for Yangtze's high emotional intelligence, I'm afraid Lin Naixu would have really had a hard time getting out of it. After parting ways, the two hurried to their workplace. Yangtze opened the computer and watched the footage of the Glacier Hero accidentally injuring his sister. Then she used her special ability to activate a superbrain simulation. Let every move of the Glacier Hero be exposed without escape. Under this close observation frame by frame, Yangtze finally discovered a clue. It was this strange action. It seemed like he was taking something. However, before he could think more, his thoughts were suddenly interrupted by a loud, startling scream. At this moment, Fan Peng opened the window and looked outside. A flash of red and blue lightning suddenly struck down. In the blink of an eye, it transformed into a one-eyed hunter. It turned out that a strange beast had appeared. The humans on this street were suffering greatly. They were panicking and fleeing in all directions. The Hero Association, upon receiving the disaster notification, immediately dispatched a spicy hero. When the familiar figure appeared, the initially panicked citizens finally calmed their fear. But Fan Peng, watching from the sidelines, remained unconvinced. After all, the one-eyed hunter not only had strong defense, but also possessed an abnormal level of close combat ability, so Spicy Man might not win. However, the moment he finished speaking, another hero appeared on the battlefield. The newcomer was C-Class hero Flame Butterfly. The two heroes will join forces to eliminate the exotic beast in front of them. Sauron Spicy Superman takes the lead to restrain the beast. Then Yen Dai will launch the final assault, because her 1000 butterfly kill can reduce everything to ashes. Under the sweeping flames, everyone begins to breathe a sigh of relief, thinking that the exotic beast has reached its end. But is it really like that? As the flames gradually fade away, the one-eyed hunter reappears before the public from the fire. Yet it remains completely intact without a scratch. Moreover, it has mutated and gained a fireproof shell. At this moment, Sar Spicy Superman panicked, because now he has reached a bottleneck in his career. If he suffers a defeat, his popularity will drop. At that point, the association will allocate resources to the younger generation. He will lose his position as number one. So this battle must succeed. There can be no failure. But just as he was lost in these thoughts, Yandai had already been restrained by the beast, unable to move. He was desperately shouting for help. He noticed that Spicy Hero was eating a blue pill. This suddenly felt familiar to him. At that moment, a girl's scream for help echoed nearby. It turned out that another Flame Butterfly hero had been captured by the beast. After taking the drug, Spicy Hero became unusually fierce. He instantly severed the beast's tentacle, successfully rescuing Flame Butterfly. At this moment, his expression became unusually solemn, his eyes turning blue. He felt exceptionally powerful. Instantly, the off-site broadcast crew became excited, but they were also curious. In the after Spicy Superman ate spicy noodles, he only had 15 minutes of real man time. But this time, it exceeded 15 minutes, and he was even stronger than before. Before they could react, the beast launched a fierce attack. The tentacles of the strange beast attacked Spicy Man wildly, but they were easily blocked by Spicy Man. At this moment, Spicy Man became extraordinarily powerful. As he shouted out his spicy crit, a flying punch instantly pierced through the strange beast's body. Thus, the battle was ended. However, Spicy Man suddenly spat out blood, possibly due to side effects. The nearby Flame Butterfly quickly stepped forward to check on his condition, but was frightened by the murderous gaze of the Sour and Spicy Superman looking back. At this moment, the Sour and Spicy Superman consciously began to control himself. The blue light in his eyes and on his body gradually faded. Finally, he returned to his normal state. Walking down the street, he was greeted with thanks and admiration from the crowd. Meanwhile, as Yangtze was about to leave, a small alien creature suddenly emerged from the body of the beast. It planned to parasitize Yangtze's body and be reborn. Unexpectedly, I was instantly defeated by Yangtze's psychic attack. Then Yangtze took the opportunity to perform ability stripping, successfully stripping the small beast's ability. A B-class ability, Fireproof Shell, immune to fire elemental attacks of B-class and below. It also greatly increases physical resistance. After absorbing the ability, Yanks felt an invisible shell covering their whole body. What a great tank-like ability. But at that moment, Yendai suddenly felt someone nearby using a powerful psychic ability. She quickly flew into the air and saw Yanks' figure. After landing near him, she saw no one around. Just then, a voice suddenly came from behind her. Are you looking for me? A girl who just a moment ago was attacking others with fire. The next second, he yelled, sorry, I was wrong, don't kill me. Everyone in this world only has one type of superpower. But this man has 999 types of superpowers. The fire butterfly girl chases after the masked man. She questions who the masked man is. Why did he violate the superpower code and use his powers privately? But the masked man completely ignores her. But the girl is relentless. She wanted to arrest this man and take him back to the Hero Association for questioning. She immediately started attacking the masked man with flames. However, she didn't know that this masked man was Yangtze, who possessed 999 different superpowers. Just earlier, he had detached a B-class fireproof shell from a small mutant beast. Now Yangtze was completely unafraid of any flames below B-class. He extinguished the flames with just one finger. Next is my turn to attack. Then the girl shouted sorry and ran away. Yangtze recalled the actions of the sour and spicy superhero at that time. It felt very similar to the actions of the Glacier Hero from before. He guessed that the Glacier Hero must have taken the same pills that day. While organizing the clues and thinking on the way home, he was suddenly interrupted by a passerby. At that moment, he touched his bag and realized it was gone. Yangtze quickly looked around. But he couldn't spot the person who had interrupted him. He sensed the other party must have used some kind of hidden ability. He quickly used his super brain to enhance his senses. He detected the scent of his own package on this man. But this man was completely different from the person just now. Yangtze hadn't intended to continue depriving others of their abilities. He planned to focus on investigating the blue pills. But this hidden identity ability was just too useful. It was practically a gift. After getting off the car, he followed the man behind. He arrived at the public restroom. After retrieving the bag, he went after someone else. He just said he wouldn't accept abilities anymore. He still couldn't escape the it's too good to resist law. F-level ability. With just a thought, he can easily change outfits. It's also a storage space. Yangtze used his special ability for a moment and found that it really was useful. But at that moment, the police suddenly appeared and walked towards Yangtze. Could it be that the male lead is about to be arrested by the police when your girl is being bullied by someone? In this world, everyone possesses only one special ability, but this man possesses 999 special abilities. However, he doesn't want to attract attention. I just want to be an ordinary person, but I'm the object of fear for all heroes. That day, I had just taken the power of the toilet man, and as soon as I stepped out, the police blocked me. Hello, we received a report from the public saying that there was someone shouting pervert in the women's restroom. Did you hear that? I heard it, and I also saw a cross-dressing pervert sneaking around over there. And just like that, Yangtze safely avoided disaster. Yangtze's childhood friend, Fatty, brought Yangtze to a hotel to play. Here Yangtze saw Nakshu. Nakshu looked especially innocent in the dorm. Suddenly seeing her like this, Yangtze felt a little at a loss. Fatty beside him comforted Yangtze, telling him to let it go. There are plenty of girls here to keep you company. Meanwhile, at the next booth, the young master, having lost a game, suddenly slapped Nakshu in the face to vent his anger. He hasn't vented enough and is still pouring wine over Nakshu's head. Poor Nakshu, with no one to rely on, can only cry and endure. But this young master doesn't let Nakshu off. Instead, he has his servant force wine into Nakshu. Why does he dare to be so arrogant? And why is no one stopping him? That's because he is the second son of a level hero, mechanical battle hero. He also has a sea-level hero, Flame Fist, as his bodyguard. Yangtze, who originally didn't want to cause trouble, but simply couldn't stand it anymore, told the fat guy he was going to the bathroom, then changed into his rooster costume and came out to rescue the beauty. I heard you're the son of the mechanical battle hero, knowing that you still dare to make a move. Little brother, you came to seek death yourself, don't blame me. You've met me, the Flame Fist fighter. You're out of luck. Yangtze thought, smiling inwardly. Meeting me is your real bad luck? Before he finished speaking, the Flaming Fist boxer launched a fiery punch at Yangtze. Wait, why isn't he dodging? Is there a trick? Just as the fist was about to hit Yangtze, he instantly dodged. And added, at this moment, the Flame Fist fighter smiled and said, do you think it's just an ordinary punch? He then unleashed the follow-up move of the punch. In an instant, Yangtze was surrounded by a massive flame. But what they didn't know was that Yangtze now had a B-grade fireproof armor ability. Flames with a grade below B couldn't cause him any harm. Yangtze's hand reached out from the flames. Then he swung it backward. Now it's my turn to make a move. You better be careful. Not everyone in this world has supernatural abilities. Even if they do, they only possess one ability. But this man possesses 999 types of abilities. He is practically a bug-level existence in this world. His ability is the removal of abilities. After the fiery punches from the fighter, but the Rooster Mask Man wasn't harmed at all. Instead, he used a single hand strike to instantly defeat the Flame Fist fighter. To outsiders, it might have just looked like a simple hand chop, but in reality, the Rooster Man had just launched a psychic attack. The following hand chop was merely a finishing blow. Then, while his opponent was unconscious, he began his true ability, power stripping. He successfully stripped away his opponent's power. That's why he possesses 999 different abilities. The young master who just said he was going to deal with me, still wants to deal with me now? Big brother, I was wrong, I was blind. Don't do this. Do you know who my father is? I know your father is the mechanical war hero. So what? My father won't let you go? Don't worry, I don't plan to kill you. I just want to make a deal with you. Li Yuan, do you want to have abilities? Abilities, what are you talking about? If you want them, come to the address on the note in 7 days. The plan is going smoothly so far. Next, we just have to wait for Li Yuan to fall into the trap. I must uncover the truth behind my sister's injury. At this moment, Kunlun Heroes Company quickly received information about the Blazing Fist Fighter. This is the injury analysis of the Blazing Fist Fighter from the Identification Department. There is a particularly big issue. That is, the Blazing Fist Fighter's superpower is gone. The heroes at Kunlun Company were all extremely shocked when they heard this. But this person cannot be the ferryman. The ferryman is an old man who is almost at death's door. It is impossible for him to appear here in this state. In the end, Mechanical War Hero decided to classify this information as a company-level secret. It must not be publicly announced. He needed to think it over carefully. He didn't know whether he should reveal it or conceal it, because once this information is out, it would cause tremendous panic in the hero society. But if he could recruit this person, it would greatly enhance the company's reputation. The next day, Yangtze and the fat guy arrived at the museum. This was because Yangtze had heard that there was an S-class exotic beast, the electric plasma Tyrannosaurus, on display here. This exotic beast once caused a great impact in Lukang, resulting in the deaths of 5 rank heroes, 12 rank heroes, and 27 rank heroes. If I can obtain its abilities from its remains, I'm afraid no one will be able to threaten me anymore. Saying this, Yang Xe activated his ability to strip. It really feels like the extraction was successful. At this moment, Yangtze's pupils dilate. Her expression is one of extreme surprise. Could it be that she really gained some super powerful special ability? This man is a bug-level existence in this world. Others only have one special ability, but his ability allows him to possess an unlimited number of special abilities. Now he even plans to strip the Shrank ability from its Shrank beast. You should know that this Shrank beast was extremely powerful at the time. It caused massive destruction to the city. Countless heroes died before they were able to kill it. It was only after the protagonist, Yaxia, successfully removed this class mutant beast's ability that it could be used to generate plasma. Maybe it can be used to charge a phone. This stunned Yang, and its class mutant beast only had its E-class ability removed. Could it be that the long time since its death caused the ability to gradually deteriorate? Last time peeling off a Barank mutant beast gave me a Barank fire-resistant armor. Looks like I should strike while the iron's hot. Well, since I'm already here, I might as well try my luck. When Yangtze got home that evening, she felt a bit down. It was because she had only gotten 3 low-level mutant ability orbs. Although the abilities were decent, their effects were too weak. Frank mutant clone ability. It can create a clone that lasts for 1 minute. E-level ability plasma can be used to create plasma. The F-level ability pup tree can make people like you. Yangtze thought these abilities were alright. It's just that the effects are too weak. If only they could be strengthened. Then he suddenly thought, since abilities could be fused before, couldn't they also be decomposed? So he took out the sea-level flame of the Blazing Fist and tried it. After several attempts, he actually succeeded. After breaking it down, some dark energy came out. Yangtze thought that the essence of abilities might be these dark energies. Could it be that if other abilities are fed dark energy, their effects would be enhanced? He combined the dark energy with the F-level puppet control. To his surprise, it really leveled up. It has now become an E-level puppet control ability. Can subtly influence the target from the subconscious mind. Yangtze had just been trying casually and didn't expect it to actually work. He suddenly had a bold idea. He planned to create an Shrank ability. Just then, a shout from Naxu came from outside the house. Go away. To touch me. What happened? Why did the girl suddenly kiss the male lead? Just as the male lead was about to create an S-class ability, a cry of resistance from Naxu suddenly came from outside the door. Go away, don't touch me. Yangtze quickly went out to check the situation. It turned out that Naxu's parents had arrived. She was forced to become a Fudamoa woman who supports her brother. Her parents kept asking her for money under various pretexts. She was even tricked into sending money under the pretense that her father was seriously ill and urgently needed funds. All this was only because her brother needed to get married, buy a car, and buy a house. Poor Nakeshu, hearing about her father's serious illness, worked hard to earn money quickly. She worked 4 jobs, getting up early and staying up late every day. She even worked as a hostess in a nightclub to earn quick money. A heartbroken Nakeshu cried to her parents, but her father not only showed no sympathy but also blamed Nakeshu for being shameless. He said she had ruined the reputation of their Lin family. "I'll kill you, you self-loathing fool. Go and try. You have no idea how many customers at the nightclub have hit me while I was trying to make money." Just when Nakeshu's father was about to make his move, Yangsai stepped in and stopped him. "Who do you think you are? Do you think I need a mistress like you to discipline my daughter?" Yangsai could tell that Nakeshu's father showed no remorse at all, but her mother seemed a little sad and regretful. So Yangsai confronted Nakeshu's mother. "Enough, your daughter did everything, even accompanying guests, to make money and save you. And you still want to scold her? Is your heart made of stone?" "Xiaoxu, I'm sorry, it's all my fault. You will always be the apple of my eye." The next day, Yangsai accompanied Nakeshu to see off her parents. "Thank you for accompanying me to see them off. Come closer. I have a secret I want to tell you." Yanks, is lightly blushing, said, "What is it?" Hesha directly gave a kiss, then whispered in her ear, "Thank you for helping me twice. I didn't expect that even a big shot with 999 abilities can get embarrassed. Is this what the male lead gets treated like? He was just kissed gently by Nakeshu a moment ago. And now he's playing something thrilling with another girl. In this world, everyone only has one ability. But this man has 999 abilities, because he can strip others' abilities and use them for himself. Now he plans to go to the Beast Stop Station to acquire more abilities. At this moment, he saw a truck passing by and suddenly thought of a good way to infiltrate. So he quickly ran towards the truck. He chose a spot to grab onto and hung onto the truck. What he didn't expect was that someone was already hanging on it, and it was a girl. What was impressive was that despite being so close, neither of them felt awkward. Instead, they mistook each other for fellow travelers and started talking. The girl's name was Kian Doduo. He came here to complete a task for the guild. In this way, the two of them successfully infiltrated the beast body disposal room. At a glance, Dodo is clearly a regular customer. She immediately found the white wolf for the boss wanted. After carefully cutting off the fur, she placed it into her ability storage bag. She even showed off in front of Yangtze. This ability storage bag is so useful, right? It can hold so many things." The male lead looked disgusted. "I wouldn't even want this kind of ability if it were given to me." Then he walked to the werewolf's body and started touching it. Successfully obtained D-class ability metal transformation. He can freely change the shape of metal. Suddenly an alarm bell rang. A staff member ran while screaming in terror. The beast has revived. Then a giant black tentacle appeared and grabbed him away. The strange beast revealed its full appearance. While Yangtze was running with the girl, suddenly an old man with a knife appeared in front of them. The old man falsely accused Duo Duo and Yangtze of being suspects who infiltrated to revive the strange beast. But the old man in front of them felt that they should first deal with the revived giant tentacle monster. The old man unleashed the Beta First style, the gluttonous wolf slash. The blade transformed into a purple-blue wolf soul claw to attack. In an instant, it severed countless tentacles of the monster. Yangtze had already realized that this old man was the A-class hero Duan Shu Liu. This man's A-class ability, the Bidu Daoju North Dipper Sword technique, is extremely brutal. It's said that even S-class ability users would give him a wide berth. Then Duan Shu Liu used the second style Tianji's Celestial Pivot. His sword spun around him, severing all the tentacles of the tentacle monster. The final move, Tianxuan Celestial Mystery. His swords transformed into a giant sword that descended from the heavens. It pierced straight through the giant's skull. Then with a cool landing pose, the battle ended. Saying, "Alright, now it's your turn." Yangtze over here still explained that the strange beasts weren't resurrected by them. But the old man didn't believe him at all and insisted on taking Yangtze and the others down. At this moment, Dudo realized a fight was unavoidable. He took out his B-class armor and tossed it to Yangtze, then ran away. He didn't forget to say, "Yuji, little brother, add oil." Before Yangtze could even react, the old man swung the knife at him. At this moment, Yangtze still hadn't reacted. Will Yangtze's battle with the A-level boss end here? Or will something else spark between them? What kind of spark will it create? Or will it just end right here? The old hero from the broken water flow directly attacked. Yangtze instinctively blocked with his arm. I didn't expect that a Class B bodyguard could actually block the attack. Although it blocked this time, I can't guarantee it will block the next one. If it hadn't blocked, I might have been done for. So Yang still needs to dodge as much as possible. But he still can't keep up with the veteran hero's speed. He had no choice but to activate his super brain. Visually, it's clear that the veteran hero's speed is slowed down. But even so, it was still not enough to fight against him. At that moment, the old hero noticed a flaw in Yangtze. A deadly strike came. Yangtze knew he couldn't dodge it. He quickly used a control technique on the old hero. He briefly halted the old hero's movements. This allowed him to escape death. The old hero was also very surprised. You actually managed to control my actions. But as the brief control ended, the old hero immediately launched his attack again. At this point, Yang Si no longer had time to worry about exposing his abilities. When initiated metal transformation, steel sword materialized in his hand. Only then was he able to block the old hero's sword strike. At this moment, the old hero stopped. He shouted, "All of you leave. I want to speak with him alone." The others were scared away by the old hero. Now only Yang and the old hero remained. After a brief fight, the old hero knew that the man before him was no ordinary person. He actually possesses multiple abilities. This is unprecedented. This person will surely become a powerful human being. He thought that he might be here to investigate the truth of this world. So he asked, "Did you come here to search for the truth of the world?" Yang Si isn't here for any truth, just simply to touch the door. But what is the truth? I suddenly got curious and just casually said yes as a way to start the conversation. I didn't expect the old hero to be so straightforward. He generously told Yang Si everything about this place. It turns out this is not an ordinary beast handling center. In fact, this place is meant to open the passage to the beast world. 15 years ago, the White Chasm in Rongcheng was successfully opened. Including me. In that operation, all the Shrank heroes were killed. It was because they fought to the death to protect me and another person that we were able to return safely. In fact, every beast control center is built on the weak points of Blue Star's fear. As long as we continuously burn the beast's body at these weak points, we can open the White Chamber. The humans of Blue Star are essentially livestock trapped by the beasts. Only by uniting the strongest humans do we have hope of defeating them. No matter what organization you belong to, remember one thing, we all belong to humanity. This is how the protagonist begins to gradually uncover the truth of this world. Do you know how strong this man is? Other companies and organizations rely on sheer numbers, but this entire mask organization is just him alone. In this world, everyone has only one type of special ability, but this man possesses an unlimited number of special abilities. After learning the truth of this world from the senior, Yang Si walked out and saw Dodo waiting outside. He remembered that he couldn't let others know about his multiple supernatural abilities for now. "Dodo, look into my eyes." "What's wrong?" At this moment, Yang Si activated his puppet control on Dodo. He commanded Dodo to forget that he had just used the flame and metal abilities. Then the useful B-grade armor would be sold to him for 10,000 yuan. But it needed to be bought on credit first. A snap of the fingers successfully hinted and tricked Duo. After returning home, Yang Si made a ring using metal deformation. He named it the Star-Absorbing Ring. Then he made a psionic potion. This way, he could make others mistakenly believe the power came from the ring. Also, the rooster had appeared too many times before. For the convenience of future actions, Yang Si made a new disguise. It is called the Serpent. Its abilities are different from those of the rooster. It mainly uses C-class plasma. When necessary, it can also use fierce fire. Thus, Yang Si began planning to develop a mysterious organization, and the members of this organization were all him alone. The original purpose of this organization was to judge those fallen heroes, so the organization was eventually named Judgment. As time went by, the day of Yang Si and Lu Yuan's appointment soon arrived. Both Yang Si and Lu Yuan arrived at the appointed place as scheduled. "I'm glad you came as promised. You'll be happy with your choice." "Yes, Boss Yuji, as long as you can give me superpowers, money, power, or women, I can satisfy you with anything. I don't care for any of those things. The method to gain supernatural abilities is simple. Just look into my eyes." Once again, Yang Si activated her puppet control on Liu Yuan. But Liu Yuan showed no reaction. She then ordered him to slap himself. Liu Yuan still didn't react. Yang Si thought, could this guy be a supernatural above level C? Theoretically, a C-level puppet controller can control individuals below level C. But last time at the bar, Liu Yuan didn't resist at all. It's unlike a high-level Esper. Forget it, let's just check. So Yang Si reached out his wicked hand towards Liu Yuan. I didn't know until I touched him, and I was shocked. He actually does have abilities, and it's a super powerful high-level ability. So what exactly is this ability? Why doesn't Liu Yuan even know about it? Do you know how powerful this man is? Others can only possess one ability, but he can have infinite abilities. He can also use clones to develop his own mysterious organization. Just now he obtained a high-level ability from a hero's son. Rebirth after death, returning the previous day. But it can only be used once. The evaluation says that although it's in a class ability, but it's a useless ability unless you re-dead. Indeed, if this ability were in someone else's hands, it wouldn't be very useful. Because if someone else had this ability, they could be considered an ordinary person. But for Yang, a chance for reincarnation means so much to him as he can possess unlimited abilities. This ability will definitely be his trump card in the future. Yang Si inserted the ability orb from the Beast Control Center into his body. Boss, how did I fall asleep? Do I have special abilities now? Put on this ring first. This is a star-absorbing ring created by the organization. It can be used to steal the ability factors from a superhuman. Then through a special method, the ability factor can be turned into a potion that ordinary people can use to gain abilities. Once you drink it, you'll have special abilities. I can trust you unconditionally to have these abilities. With that, Li Yuan decisively drank the so-called ability serum. After drinking it, Li Yuan felt a violent, burning sensation inside his body. Before long, Li Yuan's appearance began to change. In the end, he transformed into a tall, strong werewolf. A bloodline-based transformation ability werewolf. How does it feel? Is this the power? Such a strange feeling. My brother can also transform into a magic dragon. Are you suggesting a competition between us to see who's stronger? You must not be fully awake yet. Your brother isn't a rank ability user. Yours is only rank. There's no comparison at all. Li Yuan immediately showed a displeased expression. Don't rush, hold on. After all, you just joined the organization. They can only give you relatively basic abilities for now. Once you've completed more tasks in the future and made greater contributions to the organization, they'll naturally give you higher level abilities. Immediately holding on to Yanx's leg, you say, Dad, can you give me a great ability serum in the future? It's possible, but don't call me that randomly. The organization's regulations are useless no matter what they are called. There's a task to assign to you next. That kind of pill seems to be one that can temporarily enhance abilities, but also seems to make people easily enraged. It seems that your company's a level hero Glacier Warrior once harmed innocent civilians, because he took the pill. Once you gather useful information, we'll meet here again. At that time, your ability-enhancing pills will be exchanged based on the value of your intel. Okay, take care, boss. I, your humble follower, will always look up to you. Li Yuan thought he had really gained supernatural powers. The legendary Shrank Demon Blade Miramasa seems like just a broken sword, but as soon as he held it, he suddenly felt incredibly powerful. That day, Yang Sai, who wasn't trying to get involved, saw the girl Dodo from a few days ago on the street. She seemed to be surrounded by people, possibly because she had taken something that didn't belong to her. One of the people surrounding her was actually the rank hero, Snow Woman. Are you going to hand it over yourself, or should I come get it? If you threw it away, then this beautiful young lady. Is it a golden knife you threw or a silver knife? Don't refuse a toast and drink a forfeit. If you keep talking, I'll freeze your feet into pieces. At that moment, Duoduo seemed to have noticed me. Rooster brother, this broken knife is for you. It's free. You really saw me a long time ago. Thanks a lot. Just as Yanks was excitedly taking off the sword sheath, wow, this really is a broken knife. At this moment, they changed their target. They all turned to attack me. Wait, something's wrong with this knife. It's absorbing my spiritual energy. Why is my body moving on its own? In an instant, the demon blade controlled Yanks's body and eliminated the surrounding ninja clones. Suddenly, someone charged from behind. Yanksai jumped to the air to dodge. At this moment, the demon blade absorbed Yanks's spiritual energy and began to emit purple flames. Is this the true form of the demon blade Muramasa? With one move, the Sunset Shla instantly killed one. Although this move looks cool, most of Yanx's mental energy has already been drained by the sword. His body is also starting to weaken and he's about to collapse. At this moment, the Snow Woman behind Yanx's eyes turned red, exuding a terrifying killing intent. She unleashed Absolute Zero on Yanx. Yanxai felt he couldn't dodge it. He thought he was done for. But suddenly, is this the Sighing Wall? So it's the Wandering Swordsman and the Demon Dragon. You Sakura group are arrogant enough in your own territory, but how dare you cause trouble in our District 1? You may have killed my men, but as long as you return what you stole, I can leave immediately. Do you think you can come and go as you please in District 1? Is this a place where I can go whenever I want? I'll leave this woman to you. I'm going to test the depth of that Yuji's power. Saying this, the demonic dragon attacked Yangtze with a punch. Yangtze was knocked back tens of meters. At this time, Sunu saw the demonic dragon's weakness. Since you won't let me go, then you shall die. Saying this, she unleashed Absolute Zero on the demonic dragon. At this moment, the wandering swordsman quickly unleashed the Gale Sword intent. He blocked the attack and struck the Snow Woman, but the Snow Woman had already escaped. What was hit was just her snow clone. At this moment, Yanxai also took the opportunity to hide. Because Muramasa had drained his mental energy, he now had no strength left. Just as he was trying to figure something out, he suddenly remembered that this Shrank Demon Sword was made from a beast's bone. It's equivalent to a strange beast. I wonder if I can touch it. Saying this, Yangtze started his bug-level ability stripping. This time he was looting a corpse, an S-class sword. So what can he possibly loot? Look, this man is cheating again. Other people's abilities are legitimately using fire and ice. His ability is looting corpses. This time he also touched the Shrank sword. He was curious about what kind of supernatural power he could sense from this Shrank sword made of beast bone. What he didn't expect was that he actually sensed 2,500 units of dark energy. With so much dark energy, he could easily upgrade other abilities. Yangtze thought for a moment and decided to upgrade his D-rank metal transformation ability. So he took out the ability orb to absorb and upgrade it. To his surprise, it did a rank ability directly became a rank. Now he had control over a rank metal. He can control all metals within a 1,000 meter radius. The maximum weight he can control is 1,000 tons. He can instantly sense all steel materials within 1,000 meters. Just as he was proud of being able to compete with these A-level heroes, the fleeing snow woman suddenly saw Yangtze. She attacked him immediately. Yangtze used his metal abilities to form a steel fan to block Snow Woman's attack. Then he used metal deformation to restrain Snow Woman. Don't move, let me just touch it and it'll be fine. It'll be quick, I'll be gentle. Just like that, Yangtze once again reached out his evil hand towards the Snow Woman. He took the Snow Woman's power crystal. Class ability Snow Woman. She can summon the Shikigami Snow Woman to aid in battle. She can also choose to fuse with the Shikigami and integrate into her body, Yangtze said happily. I didn't expect it to be a summoning ability. It's practically the ultimate dream ability for a man. I just dealt with the Snow Woman, and now I'm facing a magic dragon and a wandering swordsman. The magic dragon finds it unbelievable that Yangtze defeated the Snow Woman, who's also a rank. You, a fifth-rate weakling, managed to defeat the Snow Woman? At this moment, Yangtze's aura has noticeably changed. If you don't believe me, you can all come at me at once and try. The audience were initially fueling the flames, hoping to see the spectacular sight of a 1-against-2 fight. But the wandering swordsman scorned the idea of a 2-on-1 fight, deciding to face them alone. With that, a sword energy lashed out at Yangtze. Yangtze once again used his metal deformation to block the attack. Then he instantly ran to the wandering swordsman's back, intending to use his metal abilities to control the wandering swordsman's sword. I didn't expect I couldn't control it. I had to temporarily hide behind the steel shield. Since the wandering swordsman has no controllable metal on him, he couldn't deal with him as easily as he did with the Snow Woman. I thought I must upgrade to an A-level ability, otherwise, forget about the demon dragon. It's still uncertain whether the wandering swordsman can defeat him, saying that Yangtze decomposed and downgraded the Snow Woman's ability orb, then used the materials from the decomposition to upgrade the control puppet. Commentary Shameless, a level puppet control skill. Commentary can perform illusion interference on A-level targets, can brainwash targets below B-level, can gain the target's absolute loyalty for 10 years, and can possess the puppet's body for 2 hours daily. Maximum of 3 puppet. Such a shameless skill. That's been a long explanation. The wandering swordsman standing by couldn't wait any longer. He asked if they were going to fight or not. At this moment, Yangtze launched a puppet control spell on the wandering swordsman. The hit swordsman started to feel a little dazed. A gang, are you really going to draw your sword against your sister? Just now he was fighting a masked man. How did it suddenly become a beautiful woman? Wait, this is my deceased sister. How could it appear here? Could it be a psychic ability? Are you a dual ability user? You noticed a bit too late. Your sword speed is clearly slowed down now. Even though I know I'm under an illusion, that's my most beloved sister. I still can't bring myself to harm her. Give up. To think the wandering swordsman would admit defeat, everyone was astonished. A rank hero, the wandering swordsman, defeated by some unknown guy. Saji, you fought well. I thought you were going to be taken down by the wandering swordsman. My 10,000 would have been wasted if you died. Are you praising me? The dragon demon starts swapping in with the wandering swordsman. Before swapping in, the wandering swordsman tells the dragon demon not to stare into the rooster man's eyes. Otherwise he'll fall for an illusion. But the dragon demon seems completely uninterested. He walks up to Yang, says, let's make a bet. Interesting. What do you want to bet on? If you lose, tell me the secret of your ring. Alright, as long as you can beat me. Yangtze secretly laughed, finally getting their attention on the ring. So fast, this speed is even faster than the wandering swordsman. Yangtze almost got hit. But unexpectedly, the demon dragon instantly appeared behind him. It landed a heavy elbow strike on Yangtze. He was instantly sent flying into the air. Dual abilities aren't all that impressive. Yangtze, who had just gotten back on his feet, was a bit shaky. I didn't expect this guy to be so strong. He's fast. His attack power is strong and his dragon scale defense is also high, and he can even breathe fire. Isn't this like having multiple abilities at once? Not bad, he can still stand. Your bones are quite tough. At this moment, Yangtze casted a puppet control on the demon dragon. The demon dragon was surprised. What? In front of the demon dragon appeared the image of his own younger brother. This enraged. He began to undergo the second stage of transformation, Black Flame Earth Dragon transformation. Yangtze looked helpless. My illusion was broken, that's fine. But I also angered it. The magic dragon attacked again. Yangtze set up metal spikes on the ground. You think these spikes can stop me in my second stage? Seeing the danger, Yangtze used metal control to fly into the air, and the magic dragon chased after him. Yangtze quickly used metal control to restrain the magic dragon. The demon dragon said with a smile, did you forget that I'm the Black Flame Earth Dragon? As he spoke, he began to emit black flames all over his body, intending to melt the steel restraints. But to his surprise, the flames kept burning without stopping. Normally, a steel-based demon dragon should have no problem melting it. However, Yanks had used the B-grade fire-resistant armor effect on the steel that was trapping him. That's why it wasn't melted by the demon dragon's flames at once. Then Yanks has started to activate his metal ability's ultimate move. All metallic substances within a 1 kilometer radius gathered towards Yanks. Finally, a huge metal block formed on the head of the magic dragon. Fall Titan's Fist. This is one of the male protagonist's N abilities. In this world, everyone only has one ability, but he possesses infinite abilities. Just now, after he controlled the magic dragon, using steel to control the ability, it absorbed all the steel material within a 1 kilometer radius. In the end, a huge block of iron formed on the dragon's head. Fall Titan's Fist. Oh no, I die. With the command, the massive block of steel in the sky fell. It caused a large amount of dust. This big move attracted the leader of Kunlun Corporation, the A-class battle hero, and C-class flame butterfly. The mech warrior used eye lasers to shatter the steel pillar. That's how I found the wandering swordsman and the magma dragon. I only survived because I deployed my psi wall. I'm so sorry I've let the company down. It's good you're not dead. How's the mag dragon? He's seriously injured and needs immediate medical attention. Meanwhile, Yanksai returned home and is treating his wounds. He's still complaining that the magic dragon hit too hard. You almost smashed the other person to death. And yet you say they hit hard. After this incident, Yanksai felt that the top priority should still be focused on the blue pill. There are currently 2 main leads. One is the Glacial Brave, which has been assigned to Liu Yuan for investigation. The other is the Spicy Noodle Superman. I should investigate, there's a fan meeting soon. And then I should move out. Things are getting increasingly complicated. I'm afraid it will implicate them later. Just then Nakshu came home. Yanksai, you smell strongly of medicine. What are you doing in the living room? Nothing, I just had a minor scrape and put on some ointment. By the way, it's good you're both home. I want to tell everyone. I'm moving out. Don't miss me. My roommate said, what about Sister Nakshu now that you're leaving? Yanksai replied awkwardly. What do you mean, there's nothing between us? This left Nakshu very disappointed on the sidelines. She didn't say anything. She returned to her room alone. She slammed the door shut with great force. Yanksai then realized she might have said something wrong. Her roommate, who was standing nearby, spoke up. Sister Nakshu is so beautiful. What makes you not worthy of her? If you treat her like this, you're just a jerk. After saying that, they all left and returned to their own rooms. At this moment, Yanksai also expressed her true feelings. It wasn't that she completely disliked Nakshu. It was just that her identity and the things she was doing made her afraid of involving Nakshu in danger. Yanksai walked to Nakshu's door and knocked. Nakshu said the door wasn't locked, just come in. After entering, Yanksai apologized to Nakshu. But at that moment, Nakshu was like a self-conscious hedgehog. Do you despise my birth? Or is it that I'm really ugly? Why can't you like me? Do you not have even a little feeling of liking me? Is it that I'm too impatient? I thought that after the hug last time, we both felt something for each other. But even if it's not the right time now, I still don't want us to become strangers. Can you be my provisional boyfriend first? Nakshu is like a fragile porcelain doll right now. She'll shatter at the slightest touch from someone she cares about. I really can't hurt her anymore. So Yan agreed. Fill in the rest yourselves. Do you know how powerful this man is? Other companies' organizations are much larger, and this entire group of massed organizations is all him alone. Right now, his underlings are investigating the blue pills over at Glacier Hero's place. If it weren't for completing my godfather's mission, I wouldn't be willing to pay such a high price to have him here enjoying himself. Then, taking advantage of Glacier Hero being drunk, I started searching him. Suddenly found a strange box. Suddenly, someone shouted from behind, Li Yuan, what are you doing? This scared Li Yuan half to death. Looking for a lighter? I don't know where I lost my lighter. Here, take it. By the way, where are the girls? Why have they all disappeared? The girls are waiting. Which one are you interested in? I told her to serve you and give you a bath. Sure. The one wearing the little tank top. Where did the box go just now? Is this the little pill that Dad mentioned? Just smelling it makes me want to eat it. Let's take one back and see. The noise just now was so loud. Leji, are you alright? At this moment, the Glacier Warrior opened the door. Li Yuan turned to the side and saw that the servant girl was already dead. At first he was quite surprised, but he quickly switched to another state and said, it's a small matter. Leji, go ahead. I'll have someone from the company handle it here. Back inside the car, Glacier Warrior threw the box forcefully. His expression was extremely irritable. How many times has this been? Ever since I took this medicine, I can't control my strength at all, he said, then walked off. The next day, Yangtze called the fat man to help with the move. Ouch! Old Yang, where did you get the money to rent such a nice apartment? My adopted son is showing filial piety to me. Nonsense, where did you get an adopted son? You must have won the lottery. You must treat me to dinner tonight. After dinner, Yangtze returned to his luxurious apartment. Although luxurious, living alone felt a little lonely. At that moment, he suddenly remembered the Snow Woman ability he'd obtained last time, which he hadn't used yet. Although part of its ability was decomposed, the remaining energy was still a C-class ability. Let's summon it and see. I hope it's a mature woman. Shouting towards the front, come out, Yuki-ana. Wait a minute. Why is it alone? Suddenly feels so cold. Master, are you alright? Wait, don't come any closer. I just made the temperature a little lower. It won't harm the master. Xioxu, do you call this a little? If it gets any colder, I'm afraid it'll turn into an ice sculpture. By the way, I have a special ability, Flame Fist. Aren't you afraid of fire? Not afraid. Sakshu loves warm things the most. So warm? The master is amazing. There's also a warm feeling on the master's body. Forget it, considering how cute you are. Just this once, don't do it again. Do you know how powerful this #1 superfan is? He's a bug-level existence in this world. This superfan, dressed as Spicy Noodle Man, appeared at the fan meeting. He pretended to fall. Successfully caught by Spicy Noodle Man and a Princess Carrie. On the surface, he said it was my fault. I did it on purpose. Then I shook his hand and greeted him. Thank you. Actually, this was all part of his plan. He came here to find a way to make contact with Spicy Noodle Man, and then implant the power orb into Spicy Noodle Man's body. It's like installing a tracking device. He can know Spicy Noodle Man's location anytime, anywhere. When the event ended, Suan Lafen's superhero was tired and planned to rest in the car. Then Yuji Man suddenly appeared behind him. Suan Lafen's superhero was clearly panicked. He knew Yuji Man could defeat even A-class heroes, and he was just a small B-class hero. Before he could finish, Yuji Man launched a puppet control attack on him. In this way, Yang X successfully entered Suan Lafen's mental world. Here, he discovered that the blue pills were provided by the Hooded Man. In return, Soar Spicy Superman needed to provide various hero information, and this information was all negative scandals about the heroes. Yang C sensed that the force behind the blue pills intended to control the weaknesses and leverage of many metahumans. Then they would use the blue pills to corrupt and control them. But what is the purpose of controlling so many heroes? That's all the information known so far. Let's leave it at that for now. So Yang left, leaving Swala superhero looking confused. Meanwhile, Liu Yuan quickly found Yang Sai after getting the blue pill. Godfather, you're here? I've been waiting for you for so long. Look at this. Yang Sai took out the pill and thought for a moment. It can be concluded that it was the blue pill the Spicy Soar Noodle Man ate back then. And then he tossed the red ability enhancing potion to Liu Yuan. You did well on the mission. This is the degrade ability enhancing potion the organization gave you. What do you mean degrade? The level takes time to increase. If you're dissatisfied, give it back to me. Liu Yuan eagerly held the potion and shouted, I want it, I want it. Then I drank it down. Why does it taste like ketchup? Yang Sai put his hand on Liu Yuan's back. Then through manipulation, he upgraded the Werewolf Pearl to D class. Dad, my ability really upgraded. This time it feels stronger and more powerful than before. You're so tall. It's not convenient for me to speak. You still need to continue following up on the blue pill matter. Then secretly gather some intelligence on heroes with poor conduct. Try to provide more valuable intelligence in exchange for a C-level ability. Understood. Godfather. I'll make sure to complete the task. After leaving, Yangtze arrived at the beach. He thought there was no one around here, so it would be a good place to train the Snow Woman. So he summoned the Snow Woman. Xiaoxu, it's time to train your abilities. You need to practice sparring with your master. But just as they were about to begin their training, two strange beasts suddenly appeared behind Xiaoxu, a D-class training frogman, and a D-class wave-riding dragon horse. The training frogman launched a surprise punch, sending Xiaoxu flying. Yang Sai hurried to provide support. Suddenly a burst of light appeared on Xiaoxu. It was blinded. This is the type of mature woman summoning ability that men dream of. If you were given a superpower, would you want a summoning ability? The male lead, Yang Sai, finally got the summoning ability he had always dreamed of. But what he summoned was just a cute little girl. But this adorable loli suddenly changed. Sakshu, have you grown up? This is my battle form. Yang Sai looked her up and down. Blushing, she said, It's clearly a very fierce form. At that moment, the training frog appeared. The grown snow woman kept croaking nonstop. I blindly guessed it was a mating display. Then the snow woman muttered something like perverted frog and launched an ice attack. The frozen frog trainer's eyes were full of love. But this little bit of ice didn't seem enough to defeat him. Yang Sai helped by launching an electric plasma attack. But unexpectedly, the frog trainer's movements were quick. The electric plasma attack was dodged. So he asked Xiaoxu to hold him in place. Then the immobilized training frog was dealt with by Yang Sai. Finally, they reached the most important touch phase. D-level supernatural ability training. Physical fitness and other aspects can be continuously improved through training. The maximum can exceed 5 times the current species limit. After touching the beast's body, Yang X suddenly realized that something seemed to be missing. It turned out that the other exotic beast was missing. Yang said we must hurry and chase. But at this moment, Su Nu started muttering to herself, I've only been out for a while, and you want to regain control of your body again. This isn't fair. Seeing the strange situation, Yangtze shouted, Xiaoxu, are you alright? Master, my name is Rena. Not Xiaoxu, that country bumpkin. Rena felt like she was turning back into Xiaoxu. She quickly grabbed Yangtze. This time I'll definitely beat you to it. Yangtze, with a sarcastic expression, didn't refuse, but suddenly the mature woman in front of him turned back into the little girl, Xiaoxu. After transforming, Xiaoxu had no memory of what happened during the transformation, so the snow woman has two forms. And these two forms have separate, independent personalities. Neither of them has memories of the other. Whoa, I was petted by my master. Sakshi wants to be held in my master's arms forever. The only thing in common is that both of them are lusting after my body. Xiaoxu, you're tired from the battle. Go back and rest. After sending her away, Yang Sai hurried to the other beast's location. Meanwhile, the beast appeared on a beach. There were still humans playing around here. Li Yuan happened to see this scene. Li Yuan was still hesitating whether to go to the rescue. The old Li Yuan would have run away upon seeing a strange beast. Now he instinctively rushed over. The strange beast attacked and carried away a fat man. At this time, Li Yuan also arrived. He carried another girl and quickly ran away. At the same time, the beast chased after them. At the critical moment, Li Yuan transformed into a werewolf and dodged the beast's attack. The girl, with a slight blush, admired him and said, Are you a superpowered hero? At this moment, Li Yuan shouted, A real man fights beasts. He rushed into the water to face the beast in battle. Grabbing the beast's hooves, he swung wildly. Finally, I threw it high like a bowling ball. He excitedly said, I'm finally no longer the ordinary person who runs away at the sight of a strange beast. I will definitely surpass Big Brother and Old Man. Li Yuan thought he had just eliminated the beast. But the beast wasn't dead at all and used water control to subdue Li Yuan. Then a horn pierced Li Yuan. Damn it, it hurts like hell. The beast continues its attack. This time Li Yuan is once again controlled by the water. I can barely breathe. I haven't had enough of the hero's feeling yet. Am I really going to die now? Just when Li Yuan was about to meet his end. Reinforcements. The hero reinforcements have arrived. That's the UG Big Shot. Isn't that the UG Big Shot who was so popular and mysterious a while ago? He's appeared again. Li Yuan, you did well. You've successfully exposed your ability to the public. Now let's see if the organization behind the blue pill will go after you. Looks like Yanks used his steel powers to form steel spikes. A small rank exotic beast, how ridiculous. With a swift motion, several steel spikes hit the exotic beast. The mysterious person, Master Ujiya, solved the exotic beast with a single move. Then Yangtze started looting the corpse again. He gained the D-rank ability of Surfing Expert. He can move freely on water. He can also control water flow for attacks and manipulation. Then Yangtze placed Liu Yuan and the fatty together. She said it was because of Liu Yuan that the beast didn't take the fatty. Liu Yuan saved him. At this moment, Liu Yuan woke up. It really hurts so much. As soon as Liu Yuan woke up, the girl hugged him tightly. The girl kept thanking him. Although it's really comfortable having you hug me, little beauty. I'm fat, but hugging me so tightly is pressing on my wound. At this moment, a passerby says, Liu Yuan, how have you changed so much? People online are saying you're just a useless second-generation rich kid. That's all an illusion. I, Liu Yu, am now going to be like the rooster god. The next day, Yang Sai is lying in a luxurious room, taking out various powers and daydreaming. She is thinking about collecting all the elemental powers. I wonder what would happen if they were all merged into one. I suddenly thought of all these strange and unusual abilities. I wonder if there are any healing type abilities. Saying this, Yangtze activated the puppet function. Her soul entered the body of the spicy noodles superhuman. At this moment, she gained control over the puppet for 2 hours. She suddenly saw a man with glasses trying to take advantage of a girl. In the conversation, she heard news about the Saint organization leader having healing abilities. It's really like heaven is helping me. And I took the opportunity to teach that guy with the creepy eyes a lesson for the girl. That night, Yang X started showing off his abilities at home. Bored, he created a clone to have some fun. Then he looked at a pile of ability beads on the nearby table. You should know that in this world, everyone can only possess one. But he already has a whole table full. When he's bored, he can even swap his ability levels. Turn a class metal into a class plasma. Then upgrade C-class Shadow Stealth to B-class Shadow Stealth. I can create shadow clones. I can freely move between my shadow and my body. I can also control my shadow to attack. Then I'll transform into the serpent. Before, the rooster was arrogant and overbearing. Its main abilities were steel manipulation and psychic puppetry. This time, the snake is positioned as a cold-blooded type. Its main abilities are plasma and shadow communication. This time, the paired bash character. The first mission is to harvest the saint leader's healing ability. I wonder if it will go smoothly. Do you know how strong that man is? He can absorb other people's abilities. He can also disguise himself as someone else, infiltrate, and kill. That day, Yangtze, in order to obtain medical abilities, came alone to District 2 Shizhou City. Hey, buddy. You look like a newcomer. I'm an old hand here. Hop and I'll show you around. Shizou's biggest industry is gambling. Buddy, want to try your luck? If you don't want to play, we have some other unique places here. It's a place every young guy loves. This suddenly made Yangtze curious, and she asked, Dream Paris. The girls there are incredibly hot and passionate. If you come to District 2 and don't visit there, you're really missing out. Why does District 2 feel so messy? Handsome guy, you've arrived at the Hilton Hotel. Have fun. Just as Yangtze checked into the hotel, Li Yuan sent him the message from the Saint organization. Yangtze changed into his snake disguise and got ready to work. Come here, sweetheart, let me give you a hug. Just when the masked fighter was having fun, Yangtze controlled the shadow and attacked. At that moment, the masked fighter casually grabbed a girl as a human shield. Thus, these poor girls were used as shields. Then the fear and anger of the girls arose. The masked fighter's ability is to absorb the power of fear. Since you've given me the opportunity to absorb the power of fear. With that, he attacked Yangtze. Yangtze quickly used Shadow Shift to dodge the attack. The masked fighter said, Your ability is shadow manipulation, right? But Yangtze just stared blankly, not responding at all. Because all of this was planned in advance. The serpent's personality is aloof and cool. Then Yangtze launched another shadow attack. The Kamen Rider dodged again. A sprinting jump followed by a swift punch. Just as the fist was about to reach Yangtze, it instantly passed through. Not only that, but he was firmly controlled by Yangtze's shadow. Then Yangtze's evil hand appeared again. Yangtze coldly. It really fits the image of being aloof. Then the ability separation began. Level ability Fear Mask. It can absorb the power of fear to enhance strength. The fear power lasts for half an hour. It is said to be particularly effective in haunted houses and horror movie theaters. After removing the superpower, Yangtze used a puppet control technique on the masked boxer. Upon entering the boxer's soul world, Yangtze discovered information about the Saint Church. Yangtze then disguised himself as the masked boxer and went to their underground base of operations. This underground base is a place specifically for trafficking children. Children from various places who were abducted are kept here. The oldest among them is only about 15 or 16 years old. Yangtze felt a surge of anger upon seeing this. He then saw a blond man beating a boy in front of him. At this moment, the boy was covered in scars, but his gaze was exceptionally firm. Yangtze shouted, Is he the one causing trouble, Lord Master? This guy ambushed me and bit my ear. You should stay back, he's a bit dangerous. Any particular reason? Just as the blonde-haired man hesitated to speak, a man suddenly appeared claiming to be from the Mantis Twin Blades, a saint organization, saying, What else could it be? Naturally, he had ill intentions and wanted to do something to the boy's sister. Unfortunately, he was scared to death before he could do anything. Yangtze's anger reached its peak at this moment. Let him down, we can still sell him for some money. Do you want to spare his life? Waiao is coming to the reverse gate, which translates to I will kill you all. You will soon get what you wish for. The Mantis with twin blades noticed something was wrong. Can you understand what he is saying? He responded, I don't just understand. I'll also fulfill his wish. Otherwise, I'll just come over myself. Saying this, they released the power of fear from their hands. With one strike, they pierced through the Mantis Twin Blade's chest. At this moment, the Mantis Twin Blade still didn't understand what had happened. Well, why? In this world, everyone only possesses one type of ability orb, but this group of people has a bunch of ability orbs. Just now, Yangtze killed the Mantis Twin Blades. The people nearby were startled by this sudden scene. They all began asking what had happened. Filled with rage, Yangtze responded, You're all gonna die. The fearless Huang Mao was the first to charge forward. Yangtze used shadow control combined with electric plasma, giving him a shocking electric torture. Then Yangtze attacked the others with shadows. After dealing with everyone present, Yangtze untied the boy named Yifan. After being freed, Yifan hugged his sister and cried bitterly. This scene reminded Yangtze of his own sister. Gradually, more and more people came to provide support. But to Yangtze, these people were just like leaks. No matter how many came, they were just there to offer their powers. Next, two slightly stronger ability users appeared. One of them was playing a record of heroes, a spirit. The two of them haven't figured out the current situation at all. They are still laughing and talking. You and I will cooperate to surround him and see how he escapes. As they spoke, they immediately started attacking. The record hero activates his ability. The music begins. His ability with music stimulates a person's pain receptors. The child beside them was in great pain. Yangtze had no choice but to pretend to faint. The record player first stopped the music. Then it threw a music disc at the fainted Yangtze. Just as the disc was about to hit him, Yangtze instantly disappeared. He ran behind the player and delivered a heavy kick. The player, struck by the kick, spat out blood. He also called for help from the spearman. At this time, Yangtze prepared to deliver the final blow. Meanwhile, the spearman hurriedly dropped his fire spear and tried to save the musician. But Yangtze didn't care at all. He let the fire spear pierce through, determined to deliver a fatal blow to the musician. Did you really kill him? Why did you betray the organization? MC? Why? Then why are you treating a group of children like this? Yangtze activated fear absorption. The spear wielders threw more fire spears at Yangtze again. Yangtze blocked them with his hands. Then with a shout, he deflected all the fire spears back. Just like that, the spear wielders were defeated. Big brother, you're injured. The children are fine. This little injury is nothing. Next to Yangtze rescued all the children who were imprisoned. At this moment, Yifan walked toward Yangtze. I never want to experience the pain of helplessness again. Can you teach me? Yangtze responded, no problem. Can you do it? Yifan responded firmly. My life was saved by you. I willingly become your most loyal subordinate. Saying this, Yangtze handed the praying mantis dual arm ability orbs to Yifan. Then she asked Yifan to take his sister to the hospital first. After the children left, Yangtze began activating the group extraction. She then collected several ability orbs. Then these ability orbs will be dismantled to upgrade the A-level shadow escape. A-level shadow escape, the number of shadow clones is 5. Can control shadows to attack. Yangtze had just walked out of the underground Hedia. Suddenly a girl placed a sword against Yangtze's neck. Where are you planning to take the child? Look, the male lead is about to start acting all cool again. This time it's a heroic rescue. But facing such a huge earth dragon, can he save them? Sister Blanche, that man just saved us. This made Blanche believe that the man with the bad-looking face was a good person. Blushing, she said, excuse me. Yangtze readily replied, it's nothing. I just received the news and was preparing to rescue the children. I didn't expect you'd already saved them from that hellhole. As the two chatted, the ground suddenly began to shake. Huge flowers suddenly appeared in the air, connected by vines. In a moment, the vines grabbed the children. When the flowers fell, several people emerged from them. This must be the Saint's organization. The sealing sword. The Saint's cargo isn't something you can touch. Surrender now and I'll spare your life. Blanche said to Yangtze, 3B class heroes are no problem for me. It's just that with that support type of class holy priest there, it might be a little tricky. You should run while you still can. Before Yangtze could speak, Blanche released her power seal. No wonder she's so confident she can unleash such powerful energy. Blanche begins her attack. On the opposite side, they use an earth formation to block, but is shattered by the sword strike unleashed by Blanche. Then she jumps into the air and executes a sealing sword slash. At this moment, the Vine Woman uses the child as a human shield. She blocks in front of Blanche's sword energy. You are despicable. He actually used the child as a shield. Seizing the opportunity, the Water General turned into water and ran behind Blanche. He prepared to stab Blanche. Just as he was about to succeed, Yangtze appeared, blocking the blow. Then he swiftly used Xiao Kai's dagger to stab the Water General in the neck. Seems the Water General is about to die. Their leader, the Luminary Priest, made his move. He cast Holy Light Healing, completely healing the Water General's wounds. Then the Luminary Priest activated an amplification effect. With this amplification, the 3B rank heroes could now fully contend with the rank heroes. Meanwhile, the Earth Mage began charging up. Under the amplification, he unleashed his charged psionic ability. It will definitely surpass the destructive power of class abilities. We must stop it, otherwise it will harm the children. At this time, Yangtze confidently said to Blanche, go stop the other two. Leave the rest to me. Blanche asked doubtfully, can you really stop it? Yangtze answered coolly, trust me. Alright, since it's like this, I'll clear the way for you. Agility seal removed. Blanche has lifted the agility seal. Her speed instantly increased several times. A jump slash made it hard for General Shu to defend. Damn woman, why aren't you coming to help me? Vine Woman activates Rose's bewitchment. Countless flower petals are floating in the air. Blanche feels her strength fading away. It turns out that the pollen from earlier triggers deep desires in the one who inhales it. This causes the person to burn with lust and gradually lose their strength. This supernatural ability is simply... At this moment, General Shu creates 2 water clones. Then they both surround Blanche and lewdly say, do you need Big Brother's help? And Blanche suddenly releases a massive burst of energy. Just as the Vine Woman was surprised and confused, Blanche swiftly took them both down with a single striker and General Shui. On the other side, the Earth Mage had been charging for a while and summoned a massive Earth Dragon. Just as the Earth Dragon was about to attack Blanche, Yangtze appeared. He immediately launched an electric plasma attack into the Earth Dragon's mouth. But would such a massive Earth Dragon be afraid of an electric plasma attack? Look, the male lead is here to rescue the damsel. This time I captured the heart of a class hero girl. When Blanche was in danger, Yangtze arrived and started firing plasma into the dragon's mouth. Just when everyone thought the plasma wouldn't work on the dragon suddenly exploded. During the explosion, the Holy Light Priest used a protective ability, which saved The enraged holy light priest said to Tufa, "What a bunch of good-for-nothings. Even with my amplification, you can't even handle a single sealing sword. Now we've even lost 2 Barank members because of you, but that masked mysterious person was truly strong. He broke through the amplified rank abilities with a single blow. His strength likely surpasses mine. Let's retreat for now. As long as I'm alive, the Saint organization still exists." Saying this, a holy light descended and disappeared before Yang Xi. And Yan escaped. "Fine, let them escape for a while. I still have important things to do." After saying this, he engaged in close combat with 2 Class B heroes from the opposing side. Class B Esper Deep Sea Ghost. Evaluation strengthens the power of water in the human body, significantly increases speed. As long as there is water, it can create waves and disperse moisture. Class ability Bloodthirsty Rose with Thorns, summons rose vines using its own blood. The rose can release a aphrodisiac powder to attack enemies. It also makes the vines go berserk. After acquiring 2 B-class ability orbs, Yang Xi used them to upgrade his super brain, strengthening his vision, hearing, smell, touch, tasty, and 6 sense. Right? He can also emit psychic shockwaves to attack enemies. After the upgrade, Yang Xi clearly felt the world was different. He felt himself elevated. All his perceptive abilities had become much sharper. Blanche, waking up, was astonished. "What level is your ability? It actually caused such a huge explosion." "Who are you really?" Yang Xi answered coldly. "The Judgment Organization Snake." At this moment, Blanche was still very confused, because it was the first time she had ever heard of the Judgment Organization. No explosion range was so large just now. "What about the children?" "Don't worry, they're behind you." And so Blanche and the children were saved by Yang Xi. Just as Blanche was worrying about the children, they said, "The Master just used his shadow power to rescue us from the vines. He saved us with his shadow power." Blanche was surprised. "Shadow? Wasn't that person's ability electricity? How did he gain the ability to control shadows again?" I wanted to ask and thank him in person, but found he was already gone. At the time, I was worried whether he could really solve it. Looking back, I underestimated him. It turns out he had already made a comprehensive plan at that time. When you're sneaking and following someone, suddenly your phone rings. It was a call from his girlfriend. At this moment, would you answer or hang up? After Yang Xi finished dealing with the kid's situation, he immediately chased after the direction where the light priest had escaped. On the kid's side, the massive explosion just now quickly attracted the attention of reporters, and this reporter turned out to be Yang Xi's old acquaintance, Naixu. She should now be Yang Xi's potential girlfriend. "Naixu, look, the sealed sword is over there. Let's go interview her quickly." So Naixu went to Blanche, the sealed sword, to conduct an interview. "The Hero Association only came to Shizhou Port after receiving your message. Seeing this devastation, what happened here? I'm sorry to have worried everyone. I came here to rescue the children who were being illegally trafficked by the Saint organization. I wonder how long this illegal activity has been going on. I barely managed to get the news and infiltrated to rescue the children. But if it were just me alone, it's likely the children wouldn't have made it. Fortunately, a mysterious person helped me." Naixu, who was also saved by the mysterious person, was shocked. A mysterious person. He even shattered the level enhanced ability with one strike. The explosion you saw and the surrounding damage were all caused by his ability alone. He was also wearing a strange snake pattern mask, a real snake pattern mask. He claimed to be Beishi from the Judgment Organization. At this time, the onlookers outside the live stream were discussing amongst themselves. The UG boss from before also wore a mask. Could they be the same person? Impossible. The UG boss is a metal type, while this Shi boss is an electric type. Oh my god, the entry requirement for this organization must be S-class and above. At this moment, Yang Xi had already caught up with the light priest. "I've used up all the remaining abilities in me on you. You better not disappoint me." "Don't worry, I won't. I've already covered the entire area with earth abilities." He uses plasma attacks again? They definitely won't work. Just as Yang Xi was planning to eavesdrop on their conversation, "I'll check if there's any important information." Naxi's call suddenly came in. "No good, I forgot to put my phone on silent." The phone's incessant ringing startled the light priest and Tufa. They walked step by step towards the source of the sound. Could Yang Xi be discovered like this? The male lead, Yang Xi, started acting cool again. "Aren't you an electric type ability user? How does he still have shadow manipulation powers? In this world, everyone only has one type of ability, but this person has 999 types of abilities." While Ney was calling Yang Xi, to avoid being noticed, Yang Xi quickly changed into his true appearance. Then, in front of the light ritual, he seriously talked to his girlfriend on the phone. "Guess where I am right now, my future boyfriend? Aren't you at home? I'm on Shazhou Island, baby." Ha 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 ha. Yang Xi was completely dumbfounded at this moment. He never expected such a coincidence. He had just come to Shazhou Island on business. Then Naixu roughly explained my situation to him. Now I plan to interview the mysterious person, hoping to get some information. This surprised Yan. He thought he had to act quickly. Otherwise, Xiaoxia and the others will find us very quickly. So speaking of which, Axel, you're amazing. To celebrate your new job, I need to get you a gift. Got enough? Nakshu on the other end replied. You're so thoughtful. This conversation made the light priest and earth mage, who were eavesdropping, feel awkward. So it really was a young couple on the phone. Their words were sickeningly sweet. Just after they finished talking, Yangtze, transformed into a snake, appeared before them. The earth mage quickly launched his prepared earth wolf summon to attack. He even boasted that each of these earth wolves could take on a class Esper in a one-on-one fight. Most importantly, these earth wolves were completely unafraid of electricity. But unexpectedly, Yangtze instantly slapped him in the face. A shadow controller attacked and instantly wiped out these coyotes, then suddenly appeared behind the light priest and used shadow step to ambush two people. How is this possible? Aren't you an electric type ability user? Could you be a rare dual type ability user? Over here, the light priest quickly began to beg for mercy. If you spare my life, I will promise you anything. Yangtze only responded by saying, and then used shadows to bind the two of them. Just as the light priest was about to be strangled, he suddenly took out a blue pill and tossed it into his mouth. Yangtze realized something was wrong and quickly jumped back. Unusual energy surged from the light priest's body. His face twisted as he said, "You forced me. You think I'm just a support? Let you see my final move?" He put his hand deep into his mouth. Then with a pulling sound, he began to pull out something. Then he shouted loudly. He transformed from a support into a warrior with fiery wings and a judgmental spear in his hand. I have to say, he's quite handsome. So can Yang still handle this easily? Look, that one behind him with fiery wings, wielding the judgment spear. He's actually a healer. Just seconds ago he was buffing his subordinates. Now that they're all dead, he has to fight himself. He's incredibly powerful after using those buffs. The main character even jumped back to avoid him. He raised the summoned spear of judgment towards the sky. The holy light around him surged toward the direction pointed by the spear. Then countless arrays slowly appeared in the air. And gather infinite impale. With the shout of the light priest, spear of judgment emerged from countless small arrays. Then they all shot toward Yangtze. At this moment, Yangtze could only dodge and flee. But the eye of the formation keeps releasing judgment guns as he moves. Due to the sheer number of guns, he was eventually hit. Although it was just a graze, the residual psionic energy is powerful destructive force, causing serious secondary damage to internal organs. The triumphant light priest mocked him relentlessly. Weak little flea, keep jumping around. Sooner or later, I will pierce through your skull. Yangtze analyzed the current situation. The ceiling was covered in light spots. The moment I touch the ground, a judgment spear will be aimed at me. In other words, it's a race of speed. The light priest, who was listening nearby, chuckled. You really think you can outrun my light speed? But suddenly time and space froze. It was Yangtze who activated the super brain. Even the falling bullets were frozen in place. Then Yangtze released shadow clones in midair and activated instant hell shadow purification. The effect was incredibly cool. After Yangtze finished, he said, "Done." The light sacrifice continued, the mocking ladder frozen before the activation. But I immediately realized something was wrong. Then countless judgmental guns fired at me. Finally, I died against a blood-red backdrop. You actually have psychic abilities. The light priest is about to die. But then he remembered he was a healer. There might still be a chance to save the situation. Just as he was about to cast a healing spell, Yan said, "Or do you want to die again?" He didn't give the light priest a chance to heal. Before activating his ability to strip away powers, before his death, the light priest probably understood. Yangtze isn't just a 3-elemental ability user. He's an infinite type ability user who can steal others' abilities. Just now, the male protagonist Yangtze used shadow clones, completed a momentary prison mirage line. The almost dead healer originally wanted to save herself, but in the end, Yangtze ruthlessly robbed her of her powers. Support magic recovery can restore the stamina of B grade and below ability users. Support stealth can conceal the figure of a grade and below ability users. Support healing can heal the injuries of a grade and below ability users. Unsealing judgment spear, a giant spear made of holy light to attack enemies' abilities. Evaluation: I'm a super healer who can both heal and fight. After plundering someone else's ability, he immediately used it on himself for healing. It really is effective, I have to say. His back no longer aches, his legs no longer hurt. Then Yangtze continued searching the corpse. The class ability Earth Mage. It can control earth elements to change the terrain. It can also summon earth elemental creatures to attack. Just after Yangtze had finished stealing the Earth Method's ability, he heard the sounds of the Heroes Association rushing over. Yangtze quickly changed his disguise and left. Not long after, Nexu arrived at the scene of the fight. She found the light priest that she had shot and killed with her gun, as well as the earth method who had been pierced through the chest by Yangtze's shadow control. It was probably the first time she had seen such a bloody scene. Naixu suddenly felt a little unwell. Sorry, I need to step out for a moment. She immediately ran to a corner and started vomiting. At that moment, someone suddenly handed her a bottle of water. They also said, Xiaoxu, are you okay? How are you here? I was actually hoping you'd see me in my most graceful and charming moment. I didn't expect you to see me like this. Saying this, she hugged Yangtze and acted coquettishly. I'm so embarrassed. Yangtze replied gently. It's okay, you silly. You look beautiful to me no matter what. At this time, the colleague carrying the camera saw this and said, Damn it, it seems I don't have a chance at all. Look, there's a child hidden in the basement. Upon seeing this, Naixu quickly returned to her post. Yangtze, wait for me. Yangtze watched Naixu gently comforting the child. She thought of her own younger sister, Fei Fei. Fei Fei, Ivy obtained the healing ability. I'll be able to save you soon. Ivy almost gathered all the elemental abilities. There's wind, earth, fire, water, and also higher level elements like light, darkness, wood, electricity, and metal. Now it's time for the mysterious Judgment Organization to make its third appearance. Let's call him Brother Ching Long. As the boss, I was kissed forcefully again. Isn't this supposed to be something I, as the boyfriend, should initiate? After gaining the healing ability, Yangtze arrived at the hospital. Because there's also Yifan's sister who needs to be saved here. Should be quiet. I sneaked. How's your sister? Yifan replied dejectedly. I know. She's already dead. All I want now is to take her home. I don't want to leave her in that place. At that moment, Yangtze said, You should feel lucky. I can feel she's still alive. But her breath is very weak. Yifan was surprised. Really? Master, can you save her? Please, Master, you must save her. Don't worry, don't rush. I came here to save your sister. After saying this, Yangtze began to perform holy light healing. At this moment, Yifan's sister really woke up. Yifan shouted in surprise and joy, calling his sister. Yifan, you should rest too. When you leave later, make sure to leave as quietly as possible. You can't let others discover that your sister has recovered in such a short time. All right, Master, call me leader instead. This is the money the organization gave you. Your sister is still young. Let her return to a normal life as soon as possible. I also have one more request from you. You need to get into the hero department at Yanjing University. Yifan was a bit surprised to hear this. Although he really wanted to fulfill this request, he lacked confidence in his own abilities. Yangtze could also tell that Yifan was worried. He then took out another ability-enhancing orb for Yifan. Now Yifan has 2 abilities. In theory, entering Yanjing University is not a problem. With the abilities in hand, Yifan clearly gained confidence. Don't worry, Chief. I will not disappoint your expectation. Live well with your sister. Don't feel the need to contact me first. I will reach out to you regularly. With Yangtze left. She had just changed and was leaving the hospital when a familiar voice called out to her. It was Yangtze's girlfriend Naixu. Where have you been? I've been looking for you for a while. Yangtze, feeling guilty, replied, I was helping the doctor take care of the child just now. Just as he was talking about the children's follow-up issues, Naixu suddenly stepped forward and kissed him lightly. This surprised Yangtze, but he also found it beautiful. Yangtze, you've worked hard these past 2 days. I still have a lot of work to handle. See you in Luking in a few days, my soon-to-be boyfriend. Meanwhile, Yangtze was still lost in the afterglow of the kiss. Damn, someone got ahead of me again. Then Yan also left the sandbar. She came to her unconscious sister's side. Fei Fei, I've received the holy light treatment. I hope it will be effective for you. Then Yangtze began to activate the holy light treatment. The healing holy light orb slowly flew toward her sister's bed. Will it ultimately be able to wake her unconscious sister? Yangtze used holy light healing on her unconscious sister. The holy light orb slowly entered Fei Fei's body. Several minutes passed. Fei Fei showed no signs of movement. What's going on? Why isn't there any reaction? Yangtze wondered aloud, heartbroken. Why did the healing fail? How could this happen? Then Yangtze suddenly noticed some blue luminous beads on Fei Fei's forehead. He reached out to touch these blue luminous beads. But to Yangtze's surprise, these blue luminous beads actually avoided him. They were also rapidly splitting and growing. Could these blue luminous beads be consuming Fei Fei's spiritual energy? I have to find a solution quickly. Otherwise, Fei Fei might really not wake up. He remembered the man in the hat he often saw with super sore and spicy noodle. Maybe he could get some clues from him. But before that, I need to upgrade my metal control, splitting, and disguise abilities. It can slightly alter my body's shape, appearance, and voice. It can also provide acting assistance based on the set character personality. Create a clone with 1/8 of my own strength. It can exist for half an hour. Finally, and most importantly, my main ability, metal control. So far I've accumulated enough psychic abilities. This time, I will definitely break through to S rank. Saying that, Yang Si began to break down and absorb the psychic orb. Finally, the first Shrank psychic orb appeared. Shrank psychic metal control. It allows control of metals within a 10,000 meter radius. The maximum control weight is 100,000 tons. Finally, I have an Shrank psychic orb. Now even if the man in the hat is discovered, I have enough to protect myself. Then Yang Si transformed into the sour and spicy Superman. Spatial cracks began to appear in the air. The man in the hat also emerged from the crack. Hello, sour and spicy noodle Superman. Do you have any new information this time? This information is very valuable. It's about the UG masked man you wanted to know about last time. You must have heard about the recent incident where the Saints were wiped out on the sandbar. You must have heard about it, right? In that report, Blanche mentioned a key piece of information. Another person was involved in the destruction of the Saints organization. They are also part of the Judgment organization, just like UG. The man in the mask replied indifferently, isn't all of this public information? Do you have something I don't know? Yes, everything I just mentioned is public information. But what follows is something few people know. The rooster and the snake aren't just part of the same Judgment organization. They're both dual ability users. Many people believe the organization only recruits dual ability users. But given how rare dual ability users are, can their organization really find so many dual ability users? At this point, the man in the hat seemed intrigued. The reason they suddenly have so many dual ability users, it's because of this thing called the ability potion. In this world, everyone only has one ability, but he has countless abilities. To avoid exposing his true strength, he spun a huge lie to the whole world. Yang, disguised as Spicy Noodle Man, contacted the hooded man, deliberately revealing that there are no so-called multi-ability users, simply because they use this ability potion. This thing can grant people supernatural abilities, and even those without abilities can possess them. In other words, those without abilities will gain them, and those who already have abilities can gain even more. This statement shocked the man in the hat. Nonsense, how can you prove this is true? Yang chuckled inwardly. This is exactly how I need to guide him step by step. He'll bite soon enough. You know my ability is to enhance my physical functions, so now I'll show you. Yang Ak said this and drank the so-called ability potion. Then a ball of flame appeared in his hand. He launched a fiery punch towards the sky. It was a bluff, but the man in the hat opposite him was instantly shocked. You actually used fire-type abilities. This is the true secret of dual-type ability users. I once made a deal with UG. That's how I know such a thing actually exists. The man in the hat was no longer as calm and composed as he was when they first met. He blurted out a question about the ingredients of the ability-enhancing potion. As if anyone would just tell you that off the top of their head. Sure enough, Yan refused, claiming ignorance. In the end, the man in the hat took out 15 pills and gave them to Yang Si. I've recently noticed blue light spots appearing on my body frequently. Is it caused by the blue pills? What will happen to me? But the man in the hat replied as he walked, it's just a minor inconspicuous side effect. You don't need to worry. After saying that, he disappeared into the rift. It clearly spreads and devours a person's mental strength, yet it's being dismissed as an insignificant side effect. What exactly do they want to do? In the middle of the night, Yang's adopted son Liu Yuan had been bedridden since his injury at the beach last time. It had really spoiled him. He just walked around the room for a bit. Suddenly, he noticed that his father's room still had the light on. Curious, I went in to take a look. I found a document on the desk. I casually picked it up and glanced at it. It was a plan for the self-defense layout of Lukong City, and it mentioned that there were things inside the layout that could enhance one's abilities. This instantly caught Liu Yuan's attention. I need to tell my godfather right away. This information might help me obtain a C-class ability. This day, the hidden big shot is living the ordinary life of an office worker. The chubby guy beside him teased, Hey yo, isn't this Yang? Seeing that you've moved into such a nice apartment, I thought you wouldn't come back to work. As the two were teasing each other, the city alarm suddenly sounded, and a level mutant beast has appeared on Minju Road. Citizens nearby, please hurry to the shelters. Heroes above B level, please head to assist. Yangtze immediately realized something was wrong upon hearing this. Minju Road was the place he had previously shared with Naixu. He quickly called Naixu to check the situation, but the person on the other end spoke in fragments about a mutant beast in the apartment before hanging up. Yangtze immediately started running to an empty area. Then changing into the UG costume, I hurried to Xiaoxu's dormitory building. I hadn't gone far when I saw that a class monster, the soul-devouring rat. It can emit high-pitched cries to attack its enemies. Its skin is exceptionally tough. Ordinary attacks do not inflict damage. It likes to devour humans. It is a truly terrifying monster. The general situation is that a rank monster requires 3 A-rank heroes to deal with it. However, the only ones who arrived at this time were a B-rank hero, Kung Lan, and a Phi-rank hero, Yan Dai. It's probably because Yan Dai is relatively weak. In an instant, the soul-devouring rat noticed her. It immediately launched a sound attack on Yan Dai. At this moment, the B-rank hero next to her quickly picked up Yan Dai. and scolded her. What a USC rank hero doing here? Before it, one could only be cannon fodder. At this moment, Yandai weakly replied. Suddenly, screams for help came from the building. It turned out that the earlier attack had pierced the building. This caused the building to lose its balance and start tilting, at risk of collapsing at any moment. Moreover, two people were vaguely hanging from above. It turned out that the spot where the building was attacked was precisely where Naksu shared an apartment. At this moment, Naksu was holding on to her roommate, Yuan, who was about to fall from the building. Naksu, save me. I don't want to die yet. Yuan, calm down. I'll pull you up right away. Suddenly, a cone-shaped rock above Naksu cracked open and fell rapidly. It landed directly on Naksu's other arm, the one not holding the railing. The intense pain caused Naksu to lose consciousness immediately. The two of them fell off the building one after another. Can you believe it? Such a beautiful girl turns out to be a cross-dresser. When Nayu was injured and unconscious, falling off the building, Yuan, who fell first, was saved by C-class hero Flame Butterfly. She even deliberately acted cute and left a name. The audience outside was daydreaming. How great it would be if they were saved like that by Flame Butterfly. I completely forgot another girl was falling too. Only the reporter remembered. He quickly turned the camera towards the other girl. This allowed the viewers to see Naksu falling. But suddenly, Naksu disappeared from the screen. The online onlookers were completely baffled. The reporter also said he didn't know what happened. Just as the reporter was still wondering what happened, Kingland, the B-class hero, shouted, "Get out of the way." It turned out that the soul-devouring rat was launching a sonic attack on the plane carrying the live-streaming reporters. At the critical moment, Kingland unleashed a violent wind. The violent wind collided with the sonic attack, causing an explosion. This saved the people on the plane's lives. Meanwhile, Naksu was indeed saved by Yangtze. "I'm Xiaoxi. I'm late. This is what caused your injury. Don't worry, I'll treat your wound right away. It will heal soon." As she recovered, Naksu slowly opened her eyes. She looked at the masked man in front of her. Surprised, she said, "I'm not dead." When she fully regained her senses, she realized that the man in front of her was the popular rooster hero from the internet. "Did you save me?" Yangtze really wanted to tell her, "I am your potential boyfriend, Yangtze. But for your safety, I can't tell you right now. I hope you'll forgive me when you find out later," he said. "Rest for a while, then hurry to the shelter." Then he immediately turned and left. At this moment, Naksu was a little confused. Although it was the second time they met, but why does it feel so familiar? Meanwhile, Yangtze is heading towards the alien beast battlefield. He used a clone on the way. Thinking that since it's a support specializing in healing and ice control, a female character would be more fitting, so he used his ability to change his clone's appearance. And thus, the third member of the Judgment Organization, Mao Mayan, makes her appearance. But who would know that this beautiful and powerful girl is actually a cross-dresser? Yangtze's main task this time, accompanying the egg-laying rabbit, is to rescue the injured civilians. Then she planned to deal with the soul-devouring rat herself. But before Yangtze could make a move, someone suddenly appeared. "I just got back from vacation and ran into this. No choice. Then let's have a fun fight." "Wow, who is this hot chick?" Under the mask, there must be a beautiful woman. The Judgment Organization really gathers top leaders. They never expected that the entire Judgment Organization is played by one person. So this hot figure is actually the cross-dressing big shot, Yangtze. Just as Yangtze was about to take action against the Soul Eater Mouse, a fighting girl suddenly appeared. She's the most talented A-level hero in Lugan City in the past 10 years, Explosive Fist Girl. Her dark skin and simple outfit make her stand out. His style is drastically different from other heroes. Yangtze felt no need to rush when he saw a class of hero appear. He could first observe the hero's strength. He could also take the opportunity to observe the monster's abilities. "Big rat, I hear you're quite tough. Let's have some fun beating you up then." Hearing the taunt, soul-devouring rat immediately launched a sonic attack at the fist fighter. Senior dodged quickly. The sonic attack has high lethality. "Let me see how big it is." The fist-wielding heroine directly took the soul-devouring rat's sonic attack. Seeing the fist-wielding heroine hit, the soul-devouring rat smugly started giggling. Then the fist-wielding heroine suddenly emerged from the thick smoke, leaping behind the large rat. With one strike of the Valkyrie's lightning dance, she knocked the large rat down. The large rat continued to, "Didn't you just call out happily a moment ago?" Saying that as soon as you landed, you grabbed the big mouse's tail. You started spinning around like a crazy windmill. You even said, "Woo, this is so much fun." Then you let go. The big mouse, under the impact of the spinning acceleration, caused a huge shockwave. The nearby Kingland even thought that the destruction was comparable to that of a monster. At that moment, the impact caused flying debris to hit a male citizen. Luckily, the bunny rabbit appeared just in time to save the man. The man looked at Bunny Rabbit's cheek, which began to turn red. "Thank you. Are you a hero from some company?" Bunny Rabbit coldly replied, Judgment Bunny Rabbit. If he knew that the beautiful girl under the mask was actually a man, I wonder what he would think. At this moment, the men nearby started to gossip. Silicon, such a beautiful girl, is actually from the Inquisition. The Inquisition truly has experts everywhere. Not only that, but she also goes around helping people with treatment. She really is beautiful and kind-hearted. Just as Baumine was being praised by the men, suddenly the soul-devouring rat let out a terrifying howl. Could it have gone berserk from the beating? At this moment, with the rat's cry, the surrounding green spirit bodies are moving towards it. He's absorbing the souls of the victims. Who is this hot masked beauty? Within 3 seconds, she'll be mine. The soul-devouring rat, beaten by the explosive fist maiden, begins its soul-devouring roar. It's continuously absorbing the souls of the surrounding victims. This damn rat is absorbing the spiritual energy of the deceased. Little sister, you should leave quickly. I feel like he's about to lose control. As it absorbs the soul power, the soul-devouring mouse's wound slowly heals. It then begins to frantically unleash sonic wave attacks in all directions. The explosive fist princess jumps in the air. The fists in her hands start to charge up. She unleashes a flaming punch on the soul-devouring mouse. In an instant, smoke fills the air. This time, that stinking rat should be flattened, right? It's clear that this move, while powerful, puts a huge strain on the burst fist princess. But then suddenly a tail appeared, piercing the princess from behind. Then it flung her violently into the distance. The burst fist princess, severely injured and spitting blood, crashed into the wall. Although the burst fist princess was severely injured, her heroic responsibility remained. I can't fall down. I must deal with the beast. At this moment, Kung Lan appears. Senior, how are you? Why are you still here? Aren't you afraid of dying? I'm just like you. Although I'm only a rank hero, but as heroes, have people who need our protection behind us. How could I possibly abandon them and run away at a time like this? This conversation was overheard by a live broadcast reporter, who movedly said, Did everyone see that? These are the professional heroes of our Luging city who deserve our respect. Saying this, Soul Eater Rat prepared to attack Explosive Fist Princess and the others. At this moment, the female fighter is still considering saving Kinglin. She plans to use her own body to shield Kinglin, hoping to withstand all the damage. At the critical moment, the male protagonist still needs to make his appearance. Ridiculous. Saying this, a steel needle was launched. With a whoosh, it struck the soul-devouring rat's tail. At this moment, the rooster boss appeared in front of everyone. At the most dangerous moment, it was actually a super-class UG Big Shot who came to the rescue. And there's a beautiful young woman with him. Luomian's appearance is now being broadcast live. Who is this hot masked beauty? Judging by her mask, she must also be from the Judgment Organization. She looks amazing. Do you know how strong this man is? That's right, this girl is a man. Not only that, this girl is just an avatar of that man. Just as the A-class soul-devouring rat was about to kill the A-class explosive fist maiden, Yanxi appeared and saved them. In the end, it still required this bug-level man to appear and resolve the situation. Yanxi once again used steel control in mid-air to form multiple iron spikes, then shot them at the soul-devouring rat with a whoosh. The iron spikes hit the soul-devouring rat's limbs, controlling it. I'm sure many people are wondering why I didn't just hit the vital parts. So, generally, as long as there are dead souls around, it's almost impossible to kill them. Of course, the big boss Yanxi had already considered all this, so he lifted the soul-devouring rat impaled on multiple steel spikes into the air using metal manipulation. But this A-class soul-devouring rat wasn't a pushover either. It launched a sonic attack at Yanx. Yanx quickly formed a steel shield in front of him to block it. The onlookers were all astonished. He could even freeze such a large-class alien beast? Just how high-level of an ability user is she? Although frozen, the soul-devouring rat didn't sit idly by. It activated its soul-devouring ability, beginning to absorb the soul power from the ground. Ting. But I didn't expect it to still work from this distance. Then let me lift you a little higher. I don't believe that this high ground can still absorb energy. Well then, let's end it here. With that, Yanxi activated the metal storm. Countless metal blades surrounded the soul-eating rat. Then the blades began to form small tornado-like swirls, cutting back and forth across the soul-eating rat. In this way, the big rat was sliced into countless pieces, like snowflakes falling. But what's impressive is that Yanxi started looting the corpse again. I just want to know where he got it from. Great soul-devouring ability. It can devour the soul energy of others to heal itself, but it causes a certain degree of mental confusion. Soul devouring, although it's a healing ability, is just trash to me. I can't possibly kill someone and absorb their soul energy. Onlookers marveled at the strength of Master Yuji. Several heroes struggled to defeat the soul-devouring rat, but he took care of it in a few minutes. Is he perhaps a super-class powerhouse? The explosive fist princess replied. The oppressive feeling he gave me was far stronger than that soul-devouring rat. He's definitely a S-class powerhouse. Just as everyone focused their attention on Yuji, Luntu appeared behind Kinglin and the fist princess. Hearing the commotion, both of them turned around in confusion. But Mamian didn't say anything. She directly launched 2 beams of light towards them. Could Mamian have another mission? Just now, this girl thought she was going to be killed by an S-class powerhouse. But suddenly a wave of warmth spread around her. It turned out she wasn't trying to attack us. She was using healing magic on us.